Today on Karamo.
So you told your wife that you cheated on her?
This man cheated on his wife, Angel.
We're not married, though. We married.
He just found something on her phone.
What? Give my phone back.
And thinks she's been cheating out of revenge.
And I want to set the record straight.
Now you won't believe what happens.
You both came here to do one thing.
After both of their phones are unlocked.
What's going on in your mind right now?
Plus,
listen.
Let's talk about it, okay?
they aren't together.
Her mind is just...
Don't label me like that.
But can they co-parent together?
Is that enough for you?
That's a start, but...
It gotta be enough.
And this member of our audience is about to get a video message.
I wish you only the best.
And the surprise of her life. All right, welcome to Karamo, friends. Listen, honesty is always the best policy. But to be honest to your partner, you have to be honest with yourself first. Ollie says he values honesty in his marriage so much that he confessed to his wife, Angel, that he cheated on her months ago. But now Ollie wants to unlock Angel's phone because he discovered she was communicating with her exes. Please welcome Ollie to get some clarity. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
You good?
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
All right, Ollie.
Yes, sir.
We gotta know. So you told your wife that you cheated on her?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And as a man, you already know that doing that alone is not an easy thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I love my wife. I take my vows seriously.
Have you ever cheated before?
I've never cheated before.
Why did you cheat?
I cheated because, I mean, it definitely wasn't anything that she did. Regular issues that I'm dealing with.
What was the issue that you said you were dealing with for yourself?
The thing that set my wife apart was the fact her honesty. She's a beautiful girl, yes she is. Her looks caught me, but her honesty captivated, her caught my heart.
Mm-hmm.
First off was the amount of men that she went with.
Mm-hmm.
She gave me a number, and I gave about, I said, okay, I accept that, but I'm gonna give you about 7 or 8 more.
You said you trusted her for her honesty, and then you said added more?
I did. I mean, because I'm quite sure it's something she probably forgot about or something she was ashamed of.
Well, I'm not here to judge you. All I'm here to do is find out the facts. So if you said you cheated once and you spoke up to her and you told her why you cheated, I hear that. But what's confusing me is that if you cheated, why do you have your wife here for me to unlock her phone? That's the confusing part for me.
That's a good question. As I opened up and I told her what I did, she began to tell me some things that I did not know that she had did.
What did she tell you?
I mean, she began to, that she was still communicating with some of her exes.
Okay. Was that the first time you found out that Angel was talking to other men?
No, that wasn't the first time.
Okay. So she was communicating with how many guys from her past?
At that time, it was 2. After some time had went on, I found out that one of those guys still communicating.
Okay.
Whether it was small talk or not, you know the feelings that you have for this person and the feelings that this person had for you. I kind of feel like they should have did what I did as far as just going. So,
okay. So, you told my producers that Angel uses your words against you. What do you mean by that?
Angels she don't use my word against me. Sometimes she has a play on words. Meaning, if I question her and I don't say the exact specific dates or the exact specific time or the exact specific person, then a story can be created around it. That did not make me do what I did. I did that. I own up to that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that you're using that as an excuse. My question for you is that I know that a couple of weeks ago you tried to exchange phones. What happened?
So it was about 2 weeks after I had exposed myself to her. Mm-hmm. So at that point, we exchanged phones and everything was good. And I happened to find something that I guess I probably should not have found.
What was it?
Communications.
Okay.
Communications with somebody from her past.
Was it sexual in nature? What did the text message say?
I didn't see anything sexual in nature. It was just the fact that she was still communicating with somebody from her past.
Got it. And what did she do at that point when you said, I found this text?
She was, what? Give my phone back. Give my phone. You know what? I'm through it. I don't feel like arguing no more. Give my phone. So the phones came back. And after about a few minutes, we were allowed to switch phones back again. You understand what I'm saying? So that to me puts a question mark in my head like, okay, did you take the phone back and erase something and now it's okay for me to see the phone again?
Well, one of the things that I believe needs to happen right now is that we need to include Angel, your wife, into this conversation. So everyone, please help me welcome Angel. How are you doing? You look beautiful.
Hi, how
nice
are
to meet you.
All right.
Hey, baby.
That is her husband, okay. They had to solve some issues. So, Angel, tell me, how did you feel when Ollie confessed to you?
Oh, whew. I think I felt like any other woman would. But this man right here, I love him. He's everything to me. When I first met him, trust and believe, I won't say that he was my ideal man at first. But just after a couple moments and then moments turn into weeks and weeks turn into months, it's just, he's everything to me. So, of course, when this information came out, I was heartbroken. I was like, oh, my goodness. I mean, you put this rock on my finger to do this to me?
Yeah.
We took vows before God, and you do this to me? I mean...
So, you stopped communicating with other men. Why?
Let me just say this, and I want to set the record straight. It was okay for me to do that in my ex-marriage.
Your first husband allowed you to talk to your exes?
Yes, he did, but it was because...
But I understand that, and that's cool, that's fine and dandy. But at the end of the day, the way we came into the relationship, I came through cleaning up, as I said. And the things that I started to do left no interpretation that says that I'm cool with you talking to your exes.
It's not just that. It's just, for women, if a man routines change, it makes you feel a certain way. It makes you insecure. Like, what's going on? If you normally, let's say your day-to-day base, you normally home by 6, and then your 6 turn into 10, 11, or 1, or 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning, you wonder, like, what's going on?
What's going on, yeah.
I'm asking you what's going on. Oh, I just did such and such, so you're a little confused as to what's going on. So, excuse me, I want to know those intricate details.
Angel, have you ever cheated on him, point blank?
I have never cheated on this fine, sexy man. I have never. No, I have.
Have you ever thought about cheating on your husband?
Yes, I have.
You thought about cheating on him?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Because I'm a real woman. And I'm going to tell you why I'm a real woman. A real woman is going to be honest and say, hey, if you feel like this man is out here cheating on you or something is just not right, of course you're going to get those moments where you know what, maybe I should. Just maybe, because I'm not sure as to what's going on.
Yeah.
You are a free-willed person. You like to just do what you want to do. Sometimes that means that you like to just do things solo. But for me, as a woman, I'm sitting at home with our baby, and I'm thinking of what's going on. Because I'm used to you being at home or you having an explanation. You understand what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
How has the broken trust affected the relationship and affected you?
Horribly.
Yeah.
This was my ideal man. So for me to be heartbroken the way that I have been heartbroken, I mean, for me to even come here, it's like...
Now listen, like I said, I'm telling y'all some stuff that the average man may not tell you.
So this is the thing. I appreciate your honesty, but I think what you're looking for by saying that is a reward for your honesty.
That's what I told him.
And you don't get a reward for cheating and then being honest.
You don't get a reward.
Thank you.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't get a reward for it. You don't get a reward for being honest. That's right. Some of the things. Hold on.
I'm not gonna give you a crown for you taking vows, baby. Okay. You have done an excellent job, and I'm proud of you. If you haven't been cheating any further, I'm proud of you. But you're not gonna get a reward for being 8 years straight with me. Okay. You're not gonna get it.
Okay.
Now, you both came here to do one thing. Both of their phones are about to be unlocked.
We are married, though. We're married.
Something will be found on her phone. And something will be found on his phone. And that all means it's one marriage in big trouble. What's going on in your mind right now? What's confusing me is that if you cheated, why do you have your wife here for me to unlock her phone?
As I opened up and I told her what I did, she began to tell me some things that I did not know that she had did.
You have done an excellent job, and I'm proud of you. If you haven't been cheating any further, I'm proud of you. But you're not going to get a reward for years straight with me.
Do you two argue in front of your daughter, and how is this affecting her?
We try not to argue in front of her. We have had moments since this happened. There she is right
beautiful.
there.
Look at that.
We've had some small moments of just trying to keep ourselves together in front of her.
So, Angel, why did you ask us to unlock Ollie's phone?
Because
I know he brought you here to unlock your phone, but now you want to unlock his phone as well?
Okay. He had this secret for 2 whole months. And I thought it was, I had my speculation. But if you can come home and look me in my face for 2 whole months, and make me think everything's okay, even though I had some speculation, then I feel like, what else?
So, Angel, why don't you like it when Ollie goes out?
Okay, let me just say this. I was a model about 10 years ago, okay? And me and my girls would go to the bar / shooting pool, because that's what he likes to do. Shoot pool alone, go to the bar, whatever. But it's all in one. And we used to go, and guys used to pick up on us, and we used to get guys if that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
However, I mean, he likes to go solo. So why
I'm not just going solo. Sometimes we got other family members that go with us. But I am the type of person that can go in there and enjoy me a drink, enjoy me something to eat, enjoy someone else playing pool if I'm not playing myself, and not get no numbers, not interacting, doing any of that. So we are doing an unlock my phone today. So as we're doing an unlock my phone.
We're married though. We're married. We're married. We're married. Some things is the question. Some things is the question.
And some things I just like to get out and have some me time.
Well, I want to see what my audience family has to say about this.
You know, Ollie, you seem like you regret it, but I just want to be real for a second. Do you really think you get a prize for confessing to cheating?
You know what? That's a great question. That's a great question. Now, what I said was, I wish that I loved her enough to tell her, baby, look, this is what I do. This is what I did. And I hope you can forgive me so we can move forward, because I want to put us back on the right track.
I think the reason that she's saying that is the same reason I said it, is because the comparison to other men's behavior to sort of justify your own behavior is the reason that we're saying you don't get this crown. Right. So I think for you to see your own growth, you have to realize, don't justify what other men do to say, like, look, but I'm doing this. Right. Just focus on what you're doing and acknowledge, yes, I cheated, and then end it.
Angel, if you want to save your marriage, you have to do better than what he has done.
I received that.
Remember Michelle Obama said, when they go low, you go high.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, so she's making reference to the point that, like, do you ever feel sometimes like you want to cheat? You said yes. And
yes, ma'am. I feel like I can do better, and I'm going to try to do better.
So one of the things that we've been talking now, and I have some of your unhealthy behaviors that I wanted to point out real quick. So you cheated in July, so it's very recent. You've been gaslighting your girl. Lied about the number of times you cheated.
That is very incorrect. I have only stepped out on my wife one time, and that's the one time that I have told her about.
Okay, then. Angel, let's go on to you, your unhealthy behaviors, because you got some as well here. All right? Holding on to the past relationships. Revenge cheating. The biggest one for me now is the control. Him going to the pool hall, he should be able to go on his own. Right. Because the more that there is this sort of control, it means that you're not healing from the mistrust. Okay. The only way you heal from mistrust is by saying, hey, listen, I'm gonna let you go do what you do, but if I see something, this time you're not gonna be able to gaslight me and tell me that I'm not feeling it. It's done. You understand?
Yes.
All right, now, listen. I told you the unhealthy behaviors that I've seen, but now you both came here to do one thing, which is unlock the phones. So when we come back, everybody, we are going to unlock the phones, and we're going to get to the bottom of all of this. So stay with us. Something will be found on her phone, and something will be found on his phone. And that all means it's one marriage in big trouble. What's going on in your mind right now? So, Angel, why did you ask us to unlock Ollie's phone?
If you can come home and look me in my face for 2 whole months, then I feel like, what else?
I have only stepped out on my wife one time, and that's the one time that I have told her about.
You both came here to do one thing, which is unlock the phone. All right, friends, welcome back. I am here with Angel and Ollie, a couple in crisis, and it's now time to unlock their phones. So, Angel, it's time to unlock your phone first. Ollie, you brought Angel here because you want to know if she was communicating with a specific boyfriend. That was your concern, and that's what we looked for and searched for you, correct?
Yes.
Yes. All right, then. Well, listen, we looked up the DMs. We looked up your emails. We looked up your apps. 0 DMs. 1 email. And 1 app. So, we went through all of her DMs. We could not find any communication with the specific ex that you are looking for. There was 1 email that we found to show that Angel is still being a reference for her ex that you were concerned about. Doesn't mean that there's anything going on, but it does mean that you were a reference for him at some point. What was that? What is that? That's the only thing that we found in the emails. Are you still in communication with him? Are you helping him in any way?
Not communication with him and not helping him in any way.
Okay.
But I have asked about him.
Well, this shows that you're being a reference for a job for him. So you're
a job.
Yeah, you're a job reference. The email showed that you are actually being a job reference for your ex.
But that was
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, I know we've talked about this situation.
A job reference. I have to look back at that one.
All right. Well, when it comes now to the apps, this is actually a good one. It showed that you have now recently deleted all of his contact information on your apps front end.
That's right. That's right.
So there is a positive there.
That's right.
That is the only communication, that is the only information she has on her phone regarding her ex that you were questioning about. How does it make you feel now knowing that?
I feel good. I really never.
That's right. I'm never gonna cheat on you because I love you. I've been faithful 8 years straight. I ain't never opened my legs up to nobody but you. So I'm not gonna let nobody make me feel like anything less than what I am.
All right, Ollie, well, now it's time to unlock your phone. We went through your texts, your email, and your photos.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
On text, we found 0. Emails, we found 0. Photos, we found 2.
Woo!
So, our investigator went through your photos, deleted photos, photos that you had in the cloud, which is where we found 2 photos that I need you to look at. These were photos that were downloaded in February. Do you know this woman?
Yes.
You do know who this woman is?
Yes.
Do you know who this woman is?
Yes.
Okay, who is this woman?
That's his sister.
This is his sister.
Yes.
Great! Perfect! Good. These are sisters.
That's his sister.
Well, listen, you in the clear then, brother. Because the only photos we found were these.
I love you, baby.
Good job. All right, listen. Truth bomb of the moment. All right, you admitted to cheating. We've already talked about this. No more about, like trying to get your crown for for cheating, all right? You don't get to absolve yourself just because you were honest, all right? The thing is that she has to take her time to heal and to figure out how she's gonna trust you again. She needs time to heal from the trust that was broken. So right now, when you're in spaces where she's saying like, I don't know what you're doing, you gotta just humble pie and say, you know what? I gotta do what you're saying. I gotta show you that I'm willing to rebuild the trust. Can you make that commitment to rebuild the trust with your woman, to show her like, I'll do whatever to show you I'm not gonna make this mistake again?
I'm doing that anyway.
Now with you, Angel, I need you to understand that it's okay for him to take time and to be alone. I understand that's gonna be hard as you're rebuilding the trust, but you have to find in yourself to say, you know what? If he's showing me the action to show that he's gonna be here, he's gonna do right, then you got to be able to allow him to have his own space and time, just like you have your space and time. You understand?
Yeah.
What's going on in your mind right now?
It don't feel good to be hurt.
There's a lot of trauma there that you need to heal around. And his actions will start to help that healing in your relationship, but there's a lot more healing that you're gonna have to do on your own. When men cheat or they do something where they can't be honest, it has nothing to do with you as a woman. And I know you know that on the surface, but there's still a part of your pain that makes you feel like, well, why me? Other people's actions, men's actions, have nothing to do with the strong, beautiful, amazing woman you are.
No.
You are with a man right now who unfortunately stepped out once, but I feel like he's on a journey to show you that he loves you and he doesn't want to do it again. The one thing you do have to take accountability for is that when you feel something, trust your gut, okay? Because too many times we start to know something's going on and we start to justify it. Don't justify it, all right? If you feel something, speak up, all right?
That's right.
All right, I believe in y'all. Y'all gonna be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all gonna be great. Y'all a great couple.
Thank
all right,
you.
stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back. Listen.
Let's talk about it, okay?
They aren't together. You two are triggering each other over and over again.
Her mind is just...
Don't label me like that.
But can they co-parent together? Is that enough for you?
That's a start, but...
It gotta be enough.
You are the Fire. Get off my stage.
All right, we have all heard it. The saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Now, let's be real. We all know that people's words can hurt, especially if those words can be a trigger for us. Ernaysia knows exactly how words can hurt because her ex and co-parent, Marcus, has a habit of using her trigger words, which causes a strain on their relationship. Please welcome Ernaysia. Well, aren't you fly? Come through, Sue. Hey, how you doing?
Great.
Ernaysia, I heard you say that Marcus, your ex, who you co-parent with,
Yes.
is someone who uses words to trigger you.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Yes. I always have to speak my mind. If I don't speak my mind, I feel like you would never really understand how the way I actually feel.
Okay.
So I have to let you know.
And what is his response normally when you speak your mind?
Oh, you're speaking too loud. You need to calm down. And the calming down is a top trigger for me. Like, don't tell me to calm down when I'm being passionate about how the way I feel.
And so tell me about your relationship with Marcus then.
So my relationship with Marcus is pretty cool. We co-parenting pretty well. We've been separated for about a year now. Things been A-okay, but it's just the communication with us. At times, it can go extremely well when I'm able to get my point across, but then after a while, he will tend to say to me, again, calm down, or why are you talking to me that way? And it could be the simplest things. Help one of the kids with the homeworks, or can you go grab something from the grocery store, or anything in that sort. And it's just...
And if you respond, he then will say something.
It's just certain times that I respond that he just take it to another level.
How long were y'all together?
For about 4 to 5 years now.
Okay, then. So, and how many children do you have together?
2.
Nice, okay.
Yes.
So then tell me, why did you break up? Was it because of the way
We just outgrown each other. You know, first though, communication is key. So when things don't actually go too well, when you're communicating with somebody in a relationship, it's like after a while, we gotta hang it up.
Yeah.
I mean, friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it.
Good for knowing that. Because let me tell you something, how many people I be telling them, listen, if the communication's not right, figure out a way to move on. But people will stay and think like,
For what though, if it's not healthy?
Okay. For what though? Let me tell you something. For what though? I'm gonna start saying on this show. Every time somebody say, well, baby, I love him, but I'm be like, for what though? That's from you. So tell me about your co-parenting relationship with Marcus.
It's really the communication. It's really the communication.
Oh, look at that.
Yep, those are my babies.
Yeah. Is that Marcus?
Yep, that's Marcus.
I haven't seen him yet, so okay. How long ago was this photo taken?
I want to say this is where we went to a spot in Jacksonville to do a family trip, maybe about a year ago.
Okay.
I want to say maybe roughly
So when you two argue, because y'all look so happy here, when you two argue, what does he say?
Sometimes the photos could, listen. Let's talk about it, okay?
Okay.
But
the people will be posting these photos and...
But you gotta, it's not necessarily doing it for the photo, the sake of the kids.
For the kids,
let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the sake of the kids, you still don't want them to see the other side of certain things. So you try not to argue. You try not to say certain things. You try to watch the tone. But when I get there, I get there.
Yeah. So what does he say to trigger you?
It's really the calming down. I'm telling you to do a simple thing, far as helps Zamir with his homework. You get what I'm saying? I don't know how to do this. You know how to do it. Why can't you just help him? But my tone, I just feel like it just sets the tone for him to say, you need to calm down, or you need to stop doing this.
That just makes you more upset.
Yeah, don't tell me to calm down.
Yeah.
Especially as a black woman, it just seems like every time you just get labeled, like you're too aggressive, you're too masculine, you too this, you too that. Like, don't label me like that. When you met me and we had children, you wasn't thinking about the tone then?
I personally hate when people label black women aggressive, loud, all that stuff.
But we all that and some.
All that and then some. But it's the specific labels that we know what that connotation means. So I don't like it.
And I'm not gonna talk, hey, is it okay for you to do this? That's not a part of my character. That's just not me. You get what I'm saying? At this point, I just want you to understand me.
So do you feel like Marcus should know you better?
You should definitely know me better by now. 4 to 5 years and still having to raise these kids?
Yeah.
Come on.
Got it. So how does this affect the co-parenting between you two?
It affects the co-parenting when I have my oldest come and ask me questions as far as in, are you and daddy okay today? Or why are you and daddy yelling? Y'all mad at each other? Is daddy able to come over today? Like, that affects when the kids actually see certain things and they wonder as well.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot.
Please, everyone, help me welcome Marcus to the show. How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good to meet you. Y'all friends. Y'all can say hello to each other. I like y'all playing that tough act because I've already been hearing from backstage that y'all are great co-parents. And for you to be able to co-parent, there has to be a level of friendship and respect there. So I understand, but I do get it. You're in a space right now where you're upset because the things that he's saying to you are taking you off the handle and making you fly off the handle. You feel uncomfortable. You feel like he's putting you down. Why do you think she's aggressive?
Her mind is just...
Marcus is about to join the conversation. You two are triggering each other over and over again. Can these parents who are not together, don't say another word, walk away, find a way to work together? Is that enough for you?
That's a start, but...
It gotta be enough. My relationship with Marcus is pretty cool. We co-parenting pretty well. We've been separated for about a year now. At times, it can go extremely well when I'm able to get up my corner for us, but then after a while, he will tend to say to me, again, calm down.
Why do you think she's aggressive?
It comes from a lot of things. I've seen just from us being in a relationship, from, like I said, her background, from where she's from, her demeanor, just how she is almost like a defense mechanism to protect herself in a certain way.
And you said that you feel misunderstood. Tell me about that.
On how I approach things, I'm very subtle, I'm very laid back. My demeanor is very like quiet to myself. I don't really interact too much. But when I express myself, and I do express myself, I've always been a subtle person. So a lot of times, when I do care about somebody, that's usually when my emotions take over. That's usually when I get a little more heightened. That's when I say a little more.
How do your emotions get in the way of you expressing yourself?
So I could be driving and just thinking about what I want to say, and then get in front of her. It's like everything has left my mind. It was like my whole emotion. And now I'm expressing myself in a whole different demeanor that I never wanted to from the jump.
I've done that before. I gotta tell you how many times I've been in the car practicing what I'm gonna say, and then the minute I get there, it come out all wrong. And I'm like, that is not what I practice in the car. So what happens when you both make a plan to communicate?
Well, I mean, at times, especially early in our relationship, like, we know, like, let's not do certain things in front of people or get into an argument in front of people. Like I said, you're not thinking about it.
Most of the time?
I'll probably do it most of the time.
Oh, okay.
So you said her attitude goes left. What do you mean by that?
When she's very angry or very, like, to that point, she will forget who's there, what's going on, and her mind is just, she don't care about what you feel at that moment. She just on attack mode.
So what does she say when she's in that angry state?
Whatever she feel at that moment. I mean, she said things like, you think you're so perfect, or she'll say things, though I'm not gonna get into specifics, but like, she might say, I know things that I could hurt you with, I'm not gonna do that. And she said that, you know, that's bothered me, that's triggered me, and it's like, she's the person that I loved so many years and cared about. It hurts me more than just somebody random in the street.
So what are the concerns you have when it comes to regarding your children? Because y'all are co-parenting, y'all not in a relationship no more, so this is not something where y'all trying to figure out how do we stay together. You got these kids.
I want them to be able to protect themselves, the fact that we raising boys in this world where so many of them are getting hurt, but I have to just show them how to be a man at such a young age. They're not knowing these things and seeing these things. And I don't want them to carry themselves in a demeanor where they get into an altercation where people don't even consider what you're feeling and they just attack you.
So can I ask you something, Marcus, real quick? I don't mean to interrupt you. So what he just asked you, if you're saying about me going left and doing better for both co-parenting, why is that when we have a conversation outside of this moment right now, why if you know my triggers, why provoke me? You get what I'm saying?
Like, if you first and foremost, I don't intentionally. She knows I never do anything intentionally ever to her.
If it's not intentional and you know it,
if emotions is taking over, sometimes you're not thinking about what's going on. My thing is, if you're not realizing, you're saying you're being aggressive, but you might be more heightened than usual, then you have to also take on the aspect that, okay, me saying that is not just to say get in a different demeanor, but just
when you got with me, how long has my tone been like this? How long has my tone been like this?
We could say the first year you didn't really have that tone.
I never had that tone?
I said the first year you didn't have that tone. It was more lovey-dovey stage the first year.
I'm talking about just over in general as my demeanor, as you just stated.
As far as the tone, I mean, you had the Brooklyn and you had the aggression, but I mean, that's what kind of attracted me. But I'm saying when you get involved.
Oh, so you was attracted to it at one point?
No, I'm not saying it's not attractive. I'm not saying it's not attractive. It's always the time and the place, too.
Well, listen, everyone, stay with us. More with this story when we get back. You two are triggering each other over and over again. Can these parents who are not together, don't say another word, walk away, find a way to work together? Is that enough for you?
That's a start, but
it gotta be enough.
You are the foul.
Get off my stage. She's the person that I love so many years. It hurts me more than just somebody random in the street.
Why, if you know my triggers, why provoke me?
It's always the time and the place, too.
All right, everyone, I'm back with Ernaysia and Marcus right now. So you two are co-parents.
Yes.
And I can tell immediately that you both love your children.
Yes.
And y'all want to be there for each other. But as we've already established, you two are triggering each other over and over again. I know we talked about a lot of the things that he says to you that triggers you. I do believe sometimes you probably trigger him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it, so both
Right.
of y'all get triggered. But the thing is that it's not gonna help your children. And I think you both know that. That's why you came for my help.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is that if they see this sort of like name calling and picking at each other, they're just gonna pick that up. And as you said, you don't wanna raise young black men who are gonna ever find themselves being in more danger than black men as we already are in this country. First of all, by saying calm down to somebody, you are doing the exact opposite of what you're hoping to do. So I want you to put that in your arsenal right now. Every time you say to her, calm down, just let you know, that's actually an invitation for her to not do that, okay? The reason I'm telling you this is because the only way to get over triggers is by understanding how those triggers are actually affecting your communication. It's the same way when she says to you things like, you think you're perfect, it does the exact opposite. It makes you feel less than. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And people don't realize triggers have this effect of what we're saying to the person. It makes you actually want to do the opposite and start feeling the opposite way. Right. So I think the fact that you can acknowledge that, you don't want her to start getting more in a way that you feel like you can't communicate, so stop saying calm down. And you don't want a man who's helping you raise your children to feel like he has to be less than.
Right.
Am I correct here?
You right.
When it comes to these kids, you two are on the same side.
Right.
Y'all on the same side, and you know it.
Yeah.
That's why y'all been able to navigate this even after after y'all broke up. But what you gotta do now is next time you start feeling those triggers, you both gotta say, you know what? I am triggered right now, and don't say another word, walk away. Have y'all ever tried that?
Oh, I've walked away.
And what happens?
He likes to fix the issues right on spot on. I'm not a person.
I could already guess that without, let me tell you, I could already guess that. You were like the person that's like, no, we're gonna talk it out.
Right now.
We're gonna talk about it.
You can't do that with me.
But see, what happens is that if she's telling you that I need to have some time, that's what's actually going to help her to get to that state where she can calmly talk to you in the way that you need.
With that being said, I had to learn through time to realize that sometimes people need space. Me personally,
you don't need it. I get it. You want to talk about it right then and there.
I'm not even to talk about it. I just want the situation to be handled, the situation to be resolved.
I get it.
At that time.
But in the heat of that moment, you forget that. And what happens is that you then end up invalidating each other's feelings.
Right.
And you don't want to invalidate each other's feelings because, again, the key thing is you're on the same side when it comes to these kids. And she's saying that, like, I don't like when you say this, I'm going to walk away. And then you're like, no, we're going to fix this right now. And that's only making it worse. Right. And I don't think you're doing it because you're being malicious. No. You're doing it because you want to handle the situation in the moment. Right. But she's not that person.
Well, see, the reason I feel it's like that is because I tend to hold a lot of my pain to myself. She's probably the main person I have expressed a lot of things to, that I have told a lot of what I feel. And sometimes I feel like that gets relayed back to me. And as a man, you don't want to feel weak because you're expressing it, because a lot of times that vulnerability.
So can you hear that, what he's saying to you?
Yeah, I definitely understand that, but it's still like he elaborated earlier, it's a moment in time for that. When that happens in front of the kids, when that happens, just in the grocery store, in the parking lot or something.
What can you do to make sure you don't invalidate his feelings and make sure that you can still be there for him where he knows he can be vulnerable, but he also knows that there's a space there where you're not going to use what he said to you to throw back at him?
I'm going to say just being able to actually listen and take heed to what you're saying and not responding in a manner of any emotions that I actually feel within that moment, and don't allow what you've done in the past, as far as in triggers that you have said to me, to get the best of me to respond in a different type of way.
Is that enough for you?
I mean...
It gotta be enough.
It don't have to be enough, but I'm just saying that the fact of the matter, that's a start, but it's go for both sides. It's gonna have to be action, me action, As far as walking away.
All I want to hear, all I love is that, all I love is the start.
Yeah,
okay?
so
Because
I'm
listen,
saying.
we can't solve the relationship of years of trauma in 1 second, but what we can do is I can give you the steps so that you all can start going down that healthy path of not triggering each other. Because at the end of the day, again, y'all on the same side, but y'all got to stop this triggering. Because at the end of the day, I feel like y'all have a whole lot of fun if y'all wouldn't have these little petty little arguments.
Yeah, but at the same time, those triggers could go very far.
They
You know what I'm saying? They can go very far, especially with having children together.
I get it.
And then it can affect them in their relationship as well.
Exactly, and that's what we don't want.
Right.
So if you're both willing to take that first step, I think you'll be good. You willing to take that first step?
Yeah, I'm willing to take that
You
first
willing
step.
to take that first step?
I'm gonna do my best. I am. I'm gonna do my best.
I appreciate that. All right, everyone, listen, we'll be right back, so stay with us. This member of our audience is about to get a video message
I wish you only the best.
and the surprise of her life. Hey, friends. So I have one last story for you today. Before we get into it, I want you to take a look at this video that will explain everything.
On July 28, 1979, a remarkable event changed the lives of many people. This special day brought the first grandchild born to my mother, my sister and brother-in-law's only child, my first niece. An extraordinary individual who very quickly demonstrated an uncanny ability to naturally inspire light, love, compassion, and laughter. Unexpectedly, at a very young age, she suffered the loss of her father, a man who, like her, was also an extraordinary person, a man I considered both my brother and my best friend. In the years to come, that little girl grew to become an amazing woman, meeting and exceeding life's many challenges as well as all benchmarks set, never losing sight of her goals, always genuine with those she encountered, excelling in all aspects of her life. Then, on one remarkable, or rather unremarkable day, she found herself being reacquainted with a man from her past, someone she had known in high school, someone who appeared to be so very different from others she'd known and partnered with. And now, after more than 7 years together, I feel compelled to say a few things to my niece. Jennifer, I spent the entirety of my life since your dad's death seeing myself as somewhat of a surrogate father to you. And that is why I want you to know that I've been paying close attention, and here's what I've seen. David is not your average guy. He has proven himself to be a man of substance, to be good, supportive, kind-hearted, a man of his word, someone who embodies all that was good about your dad. He brings you joy, happiness, and contentment. He is clearly your touchstone, something you are most deserving of. A life partner and a best friend who loves, respects, and treats you well. He has earned a place in our family. I support you in all that you do and want you to know that should you choose to make this special man a permanent fixture in your life, I approve. And I am certain that your father, had he had the opportunity to meet David, would too. I wish you only the best. Love, Uncle Jeff.
Well, listen, everyone. David is here today with Jennifer. And David, I'm going to give you the platform. Is there anything you'd like to say?
I would like to say, would you marry me?
Y'all got me in tears. Come stand. Come stand. Oh, you got me in tears. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. How does it feel? Let me see the ring, girl. Put the ring on. Oh, that's cute. Oh, my gosh. You got me in tears over here. Oh, my gosh. You really got me in tears. Oh, my gosh. That is beautiful. How do you feel?
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I didn't expect this. I thought we were coming to see you because I haven't seen you in years. And that was beautiful.
So I have to tell you that, a little backstory, everyone. Jennifer and I used to work together back in the day at a hotel, like when we were babies. I'm talking about babies. And I haven't seen her in years. And this man hit me up out the blue and said, she's the most special girl. You've known her for a while. I want to show her how amazing she is. I want the world to know how amazing she is. And I was like, yes, 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 sign me up for love. So this man planned all of this and contacted me. Listen, I'm so happy for you all. You know I love you. I love you
you.
now, too. Welcome to the family. Oh, my God. Congratulations. Come back next time, friends, so we can keep talking and growing. You know I love you.